It's HPR, All Things Considered, and I'm Dave Lawrence. Today we are continuing back-to-back off-the-road episodes with two pioneering women of rock, the Wilson sisters of the band Heart. We started with lead vocalist Ann Wilson, which you can hear at hawaiipublicradio.org, on our HPR app, and on Apple, Google, and Spotify podcasts. And now we even it up as we welcome back her sister, guitarist and vocalist Nancy Wilson. Among our first guests this year in early January, and one of our most memorable too. She's back now with more fun stories and positive energy following the release of her first ever solo album, You and Me.
You and me, mama, always you and me.
It's Nancy Wilson of Heart, returning to Off the Road.
Hello there.
Nancy, aloha, buddy.
Aloha. How are you?
Good to hear your voice.
Same here.
A huge welcome back, giving you virtual hugs and high fives. We're really grateful we could get you back, so big mahalos.
Mahalo. It's good to hear you. It's good to talk to you again.
Big congrats, thank you, on the record. We heard a lot about it before, but the nice thing is now everybody can hear it. You're still at your place in Northern California. Have you not left that since we last talked?
No, we're still in beautiful wine country in Northern California.
It makes me wonder, in the several months since we last spoke, have you actually seen any of your musicians in person yet?
I have not. We're actually planning to perform a show in Seattle where all of my musician guys live with the Seattle Symphony in July the 9th, doing some of the new songs and some Heart songs as well.
You're going to be going from absolutely quarantining away from everyone to probably more musicians than you've ever played with on one stage together. Describe.
Yeah. I'll start with just me. I'll probably start with for Edward and then expand to a couple of players, and then the band comes out, and then a quartet comes out for a few songs, and then a full orchestra comes out for the rest.
Wow.
We're going to do a live stream, and then we'll have a live audience in the room as well.
Which venue?
It's called Benaroya Hall. It's just a gorgeous performance center place. Heart did a Christmas show there one time. We played there a couple of times. Hopefully from that, we can expand to a few more shows. We will have the charts written so we can employ a couple of different symphonies from different towns, do a little tour, Nancy Wilson and Friends kind of a thing. But there's also an offer from Live Nation on the table for Heart 2022. So I think all of those things sound like super fun to do.
What a great way to debut this thing for folks. And there's some really personal material on this, too, which I guess maybe could lend itself into more of the stripped-down part of the evening. Like, for example, You and Me. That's the title track to Nancy's record. And I kind of looped this thing. I played the whole record this past weekend. It was my fish tank cleaning music, and I played it maybe four or five times over Saturday, and that song features Heart collaborator Sue Ennis and
That's
some
right.
touching lyrics. You and me, mama, welcome back. I feel you here. Gravity always pulls us back together for all time. We talk endlessly and we stay up too late, meeting up in some suspended state. No reason to hurry. Don't need to worry, because you've always shown me the way home. And perhaps the most touching line in there a little later, Mama, can you make it all okay? Take us a little bit inside of your spiritual side and how you came up with this really touching song.
Well, yeah, Sue and I have collaborated forever, and I knew her mom, and she knew my mom really well. And our two moms were really opposite type moms from each other. I mean, Sue's mom, Pat, was very like Better Homes and Gardens and the den mother, hen mother, little hors d'oeuvre making, apron wearing, kind of like a clucking hen of a mom. And my mom was I always called her a steel magnolia, because she was a military wife, Marine Corps wife, who was the mom and the dad in our family. As the most nurturing nurse of a mother she could have ever been, she could also have the scariest war face you ever saw. So when both of us lost our moms, Sue had a song called Follow Me that was really a beautiful piece of music. And I had words after I'd actually had a nice dream about my mom. When I woke up, I got to feel like I'd really been there, with her. We'd had this really cool conversation outside of gravity where she was reassuring me that as scary as the pandemic was, that everything was going to be all right. She was going to be there for me and take care of me like she always did. So when I woke up from that dream, I was like, oh my God, she was there. She was helpful. She was helping me. She was being my mom.
Yeah.
And I wrote a bunch of words after that. And then I went to Sue and I said, what was that mom song you had? And so I said, well, I have these words, and I think that would be a perfect hybrid of a mom song to put together, which we did. It's conversational, it's very personal. When that kind of turned out, I thought it was really revolutionary in a certain way to use it as the title song because it's so personal.
Yeah.
It's like brave to be that intimate.
Yeah, that's a great word. Revealing, I was going to say, but yeah, the same thing. And Lois is your mother's name, which we did not mention. And
her nickname was Lou for Lois. She was a proud mother. She became the president of the Heart Fan Club, and she would actually personally handwrite letters in response to fan letters that she was going through with a little team of friends. And she would, proudly say, I'm Heart's mother, and she's a very inspired and spiritual person. She was a self-taught historian who mainly was studying comparative religion and the beginnings and the cradle of civilization kinds of things. She had that great inspired influence on me. I feel very spiritual as a person too, and I think the spirit is something that never stops. I mean, it goes on. It's kind of what I think about spirituality and life and death. I think there's energy that transforms to other energy. It never just stops in the black. And it's kind of a higher spiritual conversation that I like to have with people because I think there's just a spirit that it gets to be free. And like, for instance, when I have these dreams sometimes about my mother, I'm like, yeah, I saw her. She was there, and I was lucky enough to see her again.
that is very powerful, Nancy, and I have no doubt that many people listening can appreciate it too, and really relate through their own experiences.
Oh, yeah.
And it's meaningful. You'd be so personal with us. There's another tune on here. It's personal to you in a different way. For Edward, it's your tribute to Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
You told us a little about it when you were on in January, but remind us how it all came together.
I think some festival or another, we were there, and they were like the brothers and the sisters. Hey, we're meeting each other and we're hanging out and the two brothers and two sisters, and come have a drink, let's celebrate. And so we went to the bar in the hotel, and they were like, try this drink. And it's like, it's a kamikaze, right? So we're like, whoa, that's a strong drink. Whoa, how do you drink so many of those? So when Eddie complimented me on my playing, and I said, why no acoustic for you? And I gave him the guitar because he didn't really have one. And then he played me that song over the phone the next morning. When I came back to wanting to do an instrumental, I thought about Eddie because of the thing he played for me over the phone that time. And I thought, well, I remember it vaguely well enough to know. So it took me a long time to approach it since I talked about doing it before I actually did it.
Wow.
Then I was forced to figure out how to do it. And it was a good assignment to sort of give yourself, right? Oh yes, of course I'll tribute a song to Eddie Van Halen, and then it's like, oh God, what did I get myself into?
Now you got to do it. And here's the song now, For Edward. It's Nancy Wilson of Heart, and we'll conclude tomorrow. Find this and the entire Off the Road series at hawaiipublicradio.org. Look for it on our app, and you can subscribe to the latest episodes on Apple, Google, and Spotify podcasts. I'm Dave Lawrence.